Hello, word nerds, and welcome to the dictionary. I'm your host, Spencer. This is episode F30. And what else? What to say? I don't know. This is the top of page 454. Welcome to the show. I hope you have been enjoying. All these episodes. Let's now get into this. There are a few words that I do not know, so this will be fun to learn about them together. The first word is fare thee well. 3 words with hyphens, F-A-R-E hyphen T-H-E-E hyphen W-E-L-L. You could also say fare you well, which just does not sound right to me. This is a noun from 1884. Number 1, the utmost degree, as in researched the story to a fare thee well. Researched the story to a fare thee well, to the most possible degree. They can't do any more research on this story. And this usage of this phrase is weird to me. I've never heard of it this way. Number 2 is a state of perfection, as in imitated the speaker's pompous manner to a fare thee well. And I feel like maybe I've never heard this phrase at all. What? They imitated the speaker's pompous manner, just perfectly, so well. Interesting. This one is interesting. There is no etymology. I can't find it. Where is it? I don't know. I don't see it. Now let's go back to the word fare. Let's see. Going, traveling, get along, succeeding, eating, dining, your diet. Fare thee well. So I guess it's basically just like you did a thing well, right? You did it to the most way. You did it perfectly. Fare thee well. I guess I thought it was like a bye-bye, fare thee well. I guess not. Okay. My sound effect today will be E-I-E-I-O. The next word is the first form of farewell. Maybe this is why I thought this. Okay, farewell. You emphasize the second syllable. It is a verb, an imperfect verb from the 14th century, and it means get along well. This is used interjectionally to or by one departing. So you can say it to the one who's leaving, getting on a train. Farewell. We will miss you. At the end of Barbie, I just rewatched that on the plane. Everybody does their beautiful slow wave to Barbie, and they are basically saying farewell to Barbie. You are not part of Barbie Land anymore. Get along well, please. Be well. E-I-E-I-O. The second form of farewell is a noun from the 14th century. Number 1, it is a wish of well-being at parting. The synonym is goodbye. So the first form is the verb. You are farewelling. You are farewelling to the person, and your farewell, what you are farewelling could be a farewell, which is the wish that you give to them when you are parting ways, going amongst your lives. You go that way, you go that way. You give a farewell, a goodbye, a see you later, alligator, sayonara, something. 2a, an act of departure. The synonym is leave-taking. We are taking our leave. We are splitting up, so that is a farewell. 2b, a formal occasion honoring a person about to leave or retire. Oh, it was, again to Barbie. She had a farewell because they were like, hey, you're going to go find out what's going on, and they have that long banner, and I can't remember all the words, and fix the fabric of space and time. So yes, you're throwing a party. Somebody is retiring from their job that they've been at for 80 years. It's time to retire. Here's some cupcakes. Goodbye. Here's your farewell party. E-I-E-I-O. The third form of farewell is a transitive verb from 1580. This one is chiefly from Australia and New Zealand, and it is to bid farewell to. Okay, now how is this different than the other ones? You are farewelling them, so this is a transitive verb, and the first form was an imperfect verb, and I don't know the differences. I don't understand those. You can explain it to me if you want. But yeah, they're farewelling in Australia and New Zealand. I don't ever want to farewell to them. I want to go back and visit and stay there forever. E-I-E-I-O! The fourth form of farewell is an adjective from 1669. This is of or relating to leave-taking. The synonym is final, as in a farewell performance. The actor has been doing that role for so many years, and they said, I'm done. I'm sick and tired of this role, doing the same show 8 days a week for 30 years. I would like to have my farewell performance, and please have a farewell party for me with cupcakes. E-I-E-I-O. The next word is, oh, it's a good one, farfalle. Farfalle, or farfalle. Lay or li at the end. F-A-R-F-A-L-L-E. Farfalle. It's such a fun word to say. Italian is such a fun language to say. This is a noun from 1941, and it is butterfly-shaped pasta. That's it. Butterfly. Why? Why butterfly? Why, oh, why butterfly? Pasta shaped like a butterfly? It's pretty obvious when you know Italian. I do not know Italian, but the book tells me a little bit here and there. It is the plural of farfalla, which is literally butterfly. So, you know, those pasta names, they make a whole lot of sense if you know Italian. Should I post a picture of farfalle pasta on the social media? Okay, I'll do that if I get around to it. E-I-E-I-O. Next is farfel. Farfel. F-A-R-F-E-L or F-A-R-F-A-L. Noun from 1892. This is noodles. We got more noodles. We got another noodle dish. Back to back. Here we go. Back to back noodles. I won the jackpot. Noodles in the form of pellets or granules. So just little balls of noodles? Little noodle balls? This word is from the Yiddish word farfel, from the Middle High German varvellen, which means noodles or noodle soup. So that's what it is. It just means noodle. Farfel is noodle, and farfalle is butterfly, but it is a noodle, a pasta. I guess butterfly pasta is not a noodle, right? What constitutes a noodle? I just want to say the word noodle over and over again. Noodle backwards is ledun. Noodle. Okay, moving off. No more noodles or pastas, probably. E-I-E-I-O. Next we have far-fetched. 2 words with a hyphen. Adjective from 1548. Number 1, brought from a remote time or place. You traveled back in time, and you brought something. You brought the Holy Grail from a couple of thousand years ago to modern day, and that Holy Grail is a far-fetched Holy Grail because you had to go fetch it very far away physically and temporally. Number 2, not easily or naturally deduced or introduced. And the synonym is improbable, as in a far-fetched story. Again, but this one, it's more metaphorical. You had to metaphorically go a ways in your brain, and fetch an idea and make it up And it's just not true. It's not real. It's a far-fetched story. That's it. Far-fetchedness or far-fetchedness. That is a noun. That story has a lot of far-fetchedness, but that other one, that one has less. That one's more probable, so it has less far-fetchedness. E-I-E-I-O. Okay, next we have far-flung. 2 words with a hyphen. Maybe when you go get the far-fetched Holy Grail, you chuck it across the lawn, and it is far-flung. It's now a far-flung, far-fetched Holy Grail. Far-flung is an adjective from 1849. Number 1, widely spread or distributed, as in a far-flung empire. You didn't have to go get the empire. The empire grew and expanded, and it went over there and there and there and there and there, and it's flung out like a fan. Number 2, nope. Well, here we go. Synonym is remote, like far away, as in a far-flung correspondent. So maybe the news anchor person was sent to a very far remote place. We sent them far away, and it's like we flung them over there, put them in a slingshot, and shot them across the world. Far-flung. It's a fun one to say. Say it with me now. Far-flung. E-I-E-I-O. Next is farina. Yeah, farina. It's like marina, where the boats go, but with an F. Noun from the 14th century. Number 1, a fine meal of vegetable matter, used chiefly for puddings or as a breakfast cereal. Sounds nice. Examples of the vegetable matter would be cereal grains. So what do we got? Oats, barley. Was corn considered a cereal grain? What are the other ones? Wheat? I don't know. Farina. I feel like I've heard of this before, but I don't know if I've eaten it. Number 2, any of various powdery or mealy substances. Oh, it's so mealy and powdery and seems so appetizing. You can call all those things farina. This is a Latin word, and it means meal or flour. From far, which means spelt, and there's more at the word barley. That, I think, is another one of those cereal grains. Farina. Just calling all that stuff farina. You make a meal out of these things. Not a meal like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner meal. A meal as in like you're grinding it up into a powdery substance. And then you can do lots of things with it. Lots of things. E-A-E-A-O. Next is farinaceous. Farinaceous. Well, it's farina with a C-E-O-U-S at the end. Maybe it's related. Adjective from 1646. 1, having a mealy texture or surface. Oh, I hate it when my skin feels so farinaceous. Ugh, it feels mealy. Mealy skin. Number 2 is containing or rich in starch. Containing starch or rich in starch. And it would be farinaceous. I don't know. Starch is in a lot of stuff. Potatoes, I think those are starchy. So maybe potatoes are farinaceous. E-I-E-I-O. Next is far infrared. You have to say that word very carefully to say it properly. I often do not say it properly. I often don't say a lot of words properly. This is 2 words with a hyphen. Far infrared. Infra. Adjective from 1923. Of or relating to the longer wavelengths of radiation in the infrared spectrum, and especially to those between 10 and 1,000 micrometers, or maybe micrometers? Maybe that's more accurate. They're the longer wavelengths. Now, 10 to 1,000 micrometers seems very small. I guess 1,000 micrometers would be a meter, or maybe it would be a millimeter, because 1,000 micros, maybe they make a millimeter. Let's do a quick little look. A quick little look. We're gonna do 1,000 micrometers to millimeters. Sure. Yes, 1,000 micrometers is 1 millimeter. So these are very, 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 very tiny. But it did say longer wavelengths, so I thought they would have been, a meter large maybe or something. Just so you know, this will help me too. The symbol for micrometer is the little, it looks like a U, but on the left side it has a line that goes down. So that's micro. MM is millimeter, and then this U symbol M is micrometer or micrometer. Super, super duper tiny is what those are. So the infrared, do we need to talk about that for a second? There's the spectrum of wavelengths, and it's the infrared. That's the area of light wavelengths that humans cannot see. And then it gets into the visible wavelength. The visible, is there a different name for that? I think it's just called the visible wavelengths or something. Then we got the rainbow color, all the rainbow colors, Roy G. Biv. And then past violet, we have more non-visible to human wavelengths, which are the ultraviolet side of things. See? Okay, now is it all making sense maybe? So far infrared is like the very far one side of the infrared. So we can't see these. Now there are like lenses or cameras that can read in infrared. I think a lot of animals or insects see infrared. And so there's like flowers that are giving off infrared wavelengths. We don't see this, but other insects and animals, they do see this. So they see a whole different situation out there in the world. I want to know what that looks like. I wish I could see more than just the visible. I want to see the far infrared. And it's hard to say, but I want to see it. E-I-E-I-O. Next is farinha. F-A-R-I-N-H-A. Farinha. Noun from 1726. This is cassava meal, and I assume that this is related to farina and farinaceous. What does the etymology say? It is a Portuguese word, and it means flour or cassava meal. So this would be the meal, powdery stuff made from the cassava, I guess. And it's farinha. E-I-E-I-O. Next is, this is a good one, farkleberry. Now this absolutely seems like something the 12-year-old Spencer made up, but it is not. It is in the dictionary. Nothing I have ever said or made up is in the dictionary. Farkleberry, F-A-R-K-L-E. This is a noun from 1765. And this is a shrub or small tree of the heath family of the southeastern U.S., having a small, hard black berry with stony seeds. And maybe just for fun, we should post a picture on the social media of a farkleberry because it just sounds so funny. It's not a laughing matter, but it is a word that I have not seen with berry, and I like that. The species name is Vaccinium arboreum, or something very close to that. The origin is unknown. Nobody knows where this name came from. And as usual, that makes me very sad and angry. E-I-E-I-O. Next is farl, F-A-R-L. Noun from the 1686. This one is Scottish. It is a small, thin, triangular cake or biscuit made especially with oatmeal or wheat flour. And wow, it looks like we got another word using the that far or farfalla thing. Small, thin, triangular cake or biscuit made especially with oatmeal. Now, let's look up a picture of a farl and see if it's something that maybe we want to post on the social media. Farl cake, I guess. Let's look up that. Let's look up images. Oh, yes, this looks like looks fried, maybe. Irish potato cakes. I see Irish. Sounds like clearly this must be Scottish as well. Oh, it's just you make a circle of your dough, your meal stuff, and then you cut it into slices, and then it looks like you maybe fry it in a pan, and it looks really, really tasty. And I would like some of this farl, please. Yummy. This word is from the Scottish fardel, which literally means fourth part. Also Middle English / Scottish ferdedel, which is a combination of ferd. Okay, it's a combination. So ferd, ferde means fourth, and then del is part. So ferdel is fourth part, which became fardel, one word, which is fourth part, and then it became just farl, squish it even more. But I don't know why fourth part became this triangular cake. There's no fourth part, no fourth side on a triangular cakey thing. So what happened? What happened? E-I-E-I-O. That was some very bad singing. We are now on our last word, which is the first form of the word farm. First form of farm, noun from the 14th century. Number 1 is obsolete. It is a sum or due fixed in amount and payable at fixed intervals. So you're paying a farm in fixed intervals, and it's a specific amount. Every time you're paying the same amount, you're paying the farm. But it's obsolete. It went away. Number 2, a letting out of revenues or taxes for a fixed sum to one authorized to collect and retain them. So this is clearly very related to number 1. A letting out of revenues. So is this the action of giving the farm? I don't know. Interesting. Number 3. This is a district or division of a country leased out for the collection of government revenues. It all comes back to taxes and fees and stuff, doesn't it? So this is a country is broken up into these farms. Maybe that's where we get the word farm from. But specifically, it's broken up in that way so the government can take the taxes and fees from each of those farms. Number 4 for farm. It is a tract of land devoted to agricultural purposes. So clearly it seems like it went from number 3. Maybe this is all in chronological order. 1 came first, then number 2, then number 3. And then when all the land was broken up into farms, people started using all that land to grow stuff and raise animals. And then they were paying these taxes and fees. And then it's just like, well, that area it's a farm. They're using it to grow stuff. So now we're just going to call that a farm. We got a few more though. 5A. Is a plot of land devoted to the raising of animals and especially domestic livestock. Yes, that's another thing that they do on the farm. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. On that farm, he had some chickens. Is this how the song goes? E-I-E-I-O. With a cluck-cluck here. And a cluck-cluck over there. Everywhere a cluck-cluck. E-I-E-I-O. Number 5B is a tract of water reserved for the artificial cultivation of some aquatic life form, as in a fish farm. Anywhere that they're growing a thing That's a farm. Number 6, a minor league team, as in baseball, associated with a major league team as a subsidiary. So the people come into the minor league, and then the major league has a connection with that minor league team, and they're like, the major league is like, those couple of players, we really like those players. We would like to bring them over to the major league team. They're looking pretty good. We're gonna take them from that farm. We're gonna farm them, and we're gonna take them over here. So that's the action of farming, which I believe will be in the next episode. Number 7 for the farm. An area containing a number of similar structures or objects as radio antennas or storage tanks. So just where all the stuff goes, where a whole area filled with storage tanks or an area filled with radio antennas, that is a farm. That is the radio antenna farm. I guess we use it for that too. Okay, what about the etymology for farm? Where does this come from? Let's see. Middle English ferme, Anglo-French fermer, which means to fix or rent. From Latin firmare, which means to make firm. Don't really understand that. From firmus, which means firm. So I don't know, maybe these taxes and fees, they were firm because it was a fixed amount that you paid every time. It was firm. It was not soft and squishy. It was firm. Firm money. And then it just gradually became farm, and we literally went through the evolution of this word through those definitions. I think it makes very much sense to me now. Okay. Well, everybody, it's now time for the word of the episode. Episodes have words. This one has this one. Today we had fare thee well, farewell, 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 farewell. Farfalle, farful, far-fetched, far-flung, farina, farinaceous, far infrared, farina, farkleberry, farl, and farm. Whoa. Let's see. Well, I mean, it's so fun to say farfalle. It's also so fun to say farkleberry. I think I just want to pick farkleberry as the word of the episode because it's just such a fun thing to say. Farkleberry, I want to eat some farkleberries. They're blackberries with stony seeds. Farkleberry. Farkleberry. That's the word of the episode. Oh, I believe now, because I'm recording a normal episode, that I should probably tell you about another movie that I watched. All right, let's bring up the list. We left off at In a Lonely Place. Oh, no, Roadhouse. Oh, and then we watched Twisters, the new Twisters movie. And I thought it was just so much fun. And, this is months after it came out, so you probably do not have an opportunity to see this in the theater. Everybody was saying, oh, you got to go see it in 4DX. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that sounds cool, but that's a lot and it's probably really expensive. So I just saw it the normal way. But yeah, it was more fun and enjoyable than I expected it, which is good. And Paul Scheer has a cameo at the very end. Okay, that's it. That's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for checking out this show. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Farewell.